Hi folks, welcome to the Amazing Education channel. It's a beautiful sunny day, so nice. It's a good day to get exercise. Please like, thumbs up, and subscribe. This video is about Tesla, the greatest company in the world. Are they the same thing? Well, what about General Electric? What about companies that are creating sustainable energy? It's really hard to say what is the greatest company in the world. And also, you might notice the video is not very interesting in these videos because it's more about listening to the ideas. And I don't have expensive equipment. So it's going to be boring videos, but ideas that you probably need to hear. So this is what I'm talking about. We got to take care of the environment. Don't let pollution ruin the environment. It's going to the ocean. That's where this was going. I got it. So you got to catch trash, get rid of it, and dispose of it properly. Now, even when you catch trash and you put it in a trash bin, sometimes the trash bin isn't properly created, and if it gets windy, the trash blows right out. Let me show you a bad trash can. Here's one with flies. The top is open. When it's windy, trash can fly right out of that and get out into the water, and then you're going to be eating food that may be fish from that water, or other seafood, or the chemicals in the plastic will get into the water and then into your drinking supply. So that's not good. So when I say Tesla may be the greatest company in the world, they're trying to get us away from polluting the atmosphere, from getting cancer from the gas burning cars and diesel burning cars. So they may actually save more lives than any other company in the world, compared to using gasoline, moving to electric vehicles, and they're the most influential company. So it's possible that right now, with over 2 million people dying every year from air pollution, this is 2022, we may be able to cut that back and cut air pollution. Maybe we could cut air pollution 99%, and so, save 99% of the people who are dying from air pollution. That would be wonderful. And who is leading this movement? Elon Musk and Tesla. Now, it might be the greatest company ever in the history of the world. As it grows, it might also provide good earnings for the stockholders, and so help them out financially. That's another reason why maybe it's going to be the greatest company in the world. Getting off the planet. If we manage to get the rockets and have colonies on the moon, on Mars, and other places in outer space, when the Earth is hit by the next very large asteroid or meteor or comet, sometime in the next billion years, who knows when, but it seems to happen every maybe 50 million years, there's incredible devastation on the planet. And if we're already on another planet, especially one where it has very little atmosphere, so people are relying on indoor atmospheres, living under domes or whatever, then an asteroid or a comet that hits in one place is not going to ruin the environment for everybody. So getting off the planet is very important. So there again, Elon Musk, and because he was a founder of SpaceX, which is sort of part of a group of companies, including Tesla and the Boring Company, and who knows what other companies he might start in the future. So just because of the connection with Elon Musk, I would say it's another reason why Tesla might be number one. They would definitely use Tesla vehicles in the future on other planets, in my opinion. And so things look good. It's very difficult to have non-electric vehicles driving around. We need either hydrogen or electric vehicles to drive around on the moon and to drive around on Mars. They should be solar and electric on the moon, and maybe some kind of nuclear power for Mars, because the solar power is not that strong on Mars. So that's something to consider. And probably they're going to be Teslas driving around there, and it'll be good to save not only human beings but plants and animals that are here on Earth. When a big asteroid hits, a lot of the species could die, but if we have them already in a space zoo living on Mars or some other planet, that's going to be a good thing. Even some moons in the solar system are big enough, and we can have colonies. For example, probably Titan. And it won't be easy, but it could be better than having no colonies and no people living in outer space. We can have what they call is like a seed bank. So if something destroys an entire country where we don't have the plants in that country anymore, or maybe there's a terrible war or something, or a disease that wipes out some country, then we can have the seeds stored on the moon or some other place and just bring them back and replant, and then so we can restore Earth. And it could be a very short time, maybe there's some kind of terrible asteroid strike, and 10 or 20 years later, all the destroyed areas could be growing the plants again, and we could bring back the animals that used to be there. That's one reason we should have zoos. But frankly, if we're going to have domes that have their own atmosphere on the moon and on Mars, we can do the same thing here, even though it's not easy. But similar to fallout shelters, people can make asteroid domes, and we also need to really plan to detect incoming asteroids, comets, and meteors a little bit better. We're doing a really wonderful job. We've improved a lot, because before we pretty much didn't have any system. But now that's another thing that SpaceX company can work on. And so they may actually be able to divert, say, an incoming comet, meteor, or other object. And so there again, Elon Musk might save our necks. And of course, all the people, the wonderful people working for SpaceX and for Tesla and his group of companies. And now, however, despite saying it could possibly be the best company in the world, well, actually, companies in the world, in history, perhaps saving more people than any other company. However, they're still very energy intensive right now, and therefore very polluting, because they are an improvement, but we still need to switch from driving to maybe riding bicycles and walking and being a lot healthier. So yes, it's a wonderful company, it's a wonderful improvement, but we've just designed the United States in a terrible way that requires people to drive every day. What we need to do is switch our zoning and allow businesses and grocery stores and places to work to be much closer to where people live, so that instead of driving an hour every day, twice, maybe 2 ways 1 hour, which many people do, which causes pollution. Even if they're using electric vehicles, they're still polluting the planet to create the vehicles, to create the electricity plants. Even if it's solar or wind, it creates a lot of pollution to create the solar panels, to create the wind towers, and so on. And so that's another reason that we need to slowly reduce the family size, so that it's going to be two children or less per family on average. And especially anyone that lives in a city, if you have pollution and you drive gas-powered car, really you live in an overcrowded area, and you should not be having children there in the city. Frankly, we have about 90% too much crowding on the planet. So like I say, we need to gradually reduce family size, and just by having fewer children, just 2 or 1, or don't have children if you live in a crowded area. Wait until you have enough money to take care of your own children for their development. Don't rely on other people, don't rely on government, and don't cause a situation where there are going to be parasites on the planet. And maybe the best company in the world actually could be considered those companies that use no electricity, use all renewable resources, or renewable electricity might be okay. But for example, think of some places that still use horses and buggies, and they decided they wouldn't create so much pollution. They would keep the old ways and do farming, and they're healthy. They're not using the terrible chemicals, so they're not causing a toxic environment. They're not causing the terrible health problems that people have now, with higher rates of cancer, obesity, and diabetes, and so on. And they're active and happy, and also some of the wealthiest people in the United States. These some of them are Quakers, and I think, and although it's good, scientific advances have taught us so much, and I would say they really ought to rely on reason and logic. And I'm not saying they don't do that, but that should be more exclusive. And it's good that they've rejected polluting technology. That's wonderful. Just because you agree with reason, logic, and the scientific method doesn't mean you have to accept high technology, which is so destructive to the environment. And so, as I said, so maybe some of the greatest companies are those that aren't the high-tech polluting companies, and they might maybe the ones that are still creating food using horses and plows, and so like the farming, simple farming communities all around the world. So everyone that's living sustainably and is not polluting the water, the air, and the ground with plastics and toxins and so on. Maybe you are the best in the world. You are the most sustainable. And so you could say most of the American economy has gone down a wrong path, and yet we still think, well, we should make other people wealthy, and we need modern technology and modern productivity, and that's really the best way. That's what a lot of people believe. But what if it's completely wrong and it's not sustainable? We can't continue to do this.